There is the fact that we are the country with the most youthful, employable population right now. We have almost 600 million people who are in the employment age group. Of course, we've just become the largest population. There is a demographic dividend. It's actually visible. That is combined with strong macroeconomic fundamentals, basically ensured by this government under Prime Minister Modi, who did not allow the impact of COVID to lead to a disruption of our basic financial prudence. He ensured that even when we did provide social security, we also ensured along that during COVID we did enough reforms in our basic institutional structures so that we were able to bounce back better after COVID compared to other countries. That is combined with a lot of regulatory reform, whether it's GST, whether it is in the ease of doing business space. We are spending almost 1 trillion right now in ongoing projects over the next 5 years, mostly in roads, but also in railways, airports. There are 72 new airports being set up in India by 2025. We have nearly 38 kilometers of new roads being built every day, and the target is that in this current year, we've actually targeted to make it 60 kilometers per day of new road. And then there is this, as I said, this huge infrastructure push. Then there are other elements like a great focus on digital public infrastructure, various public services to the citizens using that unique identity, including a seamless payment system. Now even an e-commerce initiative which will try to provide a platform of platforms for all e-commerce initiatives in the country, and it's already showing significant traction. So all these initiatives put together, also a great startup ecosystem, the third largest in the world, which also we've encouraged. So all these factors together have brought us to a relatively good spot right now when it comes to the global economy.
I think another thing which stands India apart is the consistency of our economic growth. So we have weathered COVID, we are very successfully weathering current geopolitical storms across the world, and we have remained a bright spot in the global economic canvas, so with this consistent growth rate. Now, if the fifth largest economy in the world, if the country with the largest population in the world continues to grow, then I think this is a beacon of hope for global economy.
Where the growth will further increase. India has 140 billion of population, and the delta of opportunity which India offers is unmatched. The Indian population was earlier looking for bread and butter, but now they have much more income at their disposal. Further, from UPI, now we are in the process of, Indian government is in the process of developing ONDC, that is Open Network for Digital Commerce, that will be a gift to the world by the Indian government.
So, as you mentioned, we've tried to create a startup ecosystem which is one of the best in the world. I think we have the third largest startup ecosystem in the world. We have over 100 unicorns now. Many more are coming. We have, I think, about 98,000 startups who are registered with DPIIT, my department, with our startup mission. But there are probably 2 or 3 times as many which are not yet registered, but which are in the process of starting out. In areas like fintech and agri-tech in particular, we are world leaders. In agri-tech, I think we have 15% of the world's startups are based in India. In terms of what we can do together, there has been some discussion or a platform between the two countries. Some pitching sessions have been organized. I think it was called Elevate. So India has done well to network its own startup and create a startup ecosystem to provide them incentives, give them seed fund through 2 of our schemes are based on seed funding for these, both the incubators who provide the initial seed money for them, as well as some other capital and interest subvention related schemes. In terms of creating a bridge between our startup ecosystem and UAE, we've done a lot of initial dialogue has been done. We can probably do more. I'm told that UAE also has at least 2 or 3 unicorns that have come up. I'm sure many of our existing startups already are looking at UAE and may have already registered businesses here as well. But yeah, this is an area where we think there is a lot of complementarity and we can work together.
The fact that we did a series of Elevate sessions in Dubai means that there's a clear linkage between Dubai and the Indian startup economy. What we are witnessing is that there is an increasing number of investors in the UAE who have not only shown interest but put their money in Indian startups. And you'll also see that a lot of Indian startups have also opened offices here. Zoho, for instance, one of the most recent ones. And then you have these MyTrip and Byju's and a lot of them. So there is this this thing which is happening between our.
So, your take. Since time immemorial, India has trading relationship with Dubai, and Dubai was always considered to be a great strategic partner. In the last 9 years, there has been an entire change in mindset, and the whole ecosystem of startup has changed. As you will realize, few years back, nobody wanted their children to start up a venture. This is to the success of the ecosystem and the rules which we have made, that everybody is wanting to have a startup. Then it gives a lot of impetus to young ones to start up a business, and once they are doing it, then the natural corollary is to look further, and there can be no better destination than Dubai, which is gateway to not only to Middle East but to African countries also.
As you mentioned, we came as a part of a delegation led by our secretary DPIT to take part in the celebrations to commemorate the first anniversary of the India-US CEPA. So, as per the data available for the first 11 months,
Right.
so overall trade has done very well. So, if you look at if you see the overall figures for the financial year 22-23, so overall there was a growth of 16% in the bilateral trade, so reaching a high of 84 billion. So our imports from UAE grew around 18% to reach around 53.5 billion. So our exports also grew 12% to reach 31.3 billion. So some of the important sectors which benefited, especially from the exports point of view, are gems and jewelry, especially the gold jewelry, which grew around 17 to 18%. We have automobile sector which grew close to 50%. We also have other sectors like electrical machinery, even petrochemical products. We have a lot of agri products like tea, coffee, and also other chemicals. So most of the sectors have benefited. Only few sectors like iron and steel and apparel. So they did not perform as per our expectation. There was in fact a little bit of degrowth. So in the iron and steel sector, because India has imposed export duty on steel for a period of 6 months, so that is the reason. And apparel, I think there is, because UAE is a re-export hub to African and other countries because of the overall global economic scenario. So the apparel, I think, imports from other countries has reduced. So that, and also tourists also, I think there was a reduction in the tourist visit to UAE. But we see this year even the sectors like iron and steel and apparel. So in this financial year 23-24, so we hope that it will grow much more than whatever we did in last year.
So last year we did about 80 billion plus of FDI, which is one of the highest in the world. Our FDI policy, as you know, is practically open sky now. There's nothing that we keep out except some strategic areas like defense, etc., where also FDI is possible, but with some government approvals. If you see our manufacturing sector, we've recently started a very ambitious program called the Production Linked Incentive Scheme, which right now covers about 14 sectors. It will cover more in the near future. Now, in that policy initiative has already generated a lot of good FDI in these sectors. It has had a huge impact on exports, particularly in electronics and mobiles. So FDI is one area where India has become very liberal, and we intend to keep it that way. And there's a lot of interest, and my own view is that given the growth rate that India has and is It's consistency. Countries which don't invest there and investors who don't invest there are going to miss out actually. So the story is clearly visible to everyone, strategic investors everywhere to take advantage of those opportunities.
And I think UAE has taken full benefit of what secretaries have just mentioned. Because again, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. So you see the numbers. You see the numbers, say, of investment from Mubadala, International Holdings, and ADIA. Just these three funds. And if you see the swath of sectors, it stretches from renewables, green co and renew, to traditional infrastructure. UAE is an active partner of that process, hard infrastructure, digital infrastructure. So across sectors, UAE is very much a partner in this story of investments.
Thank you for giving us the time to speak your mind on these issues. And I hope the trajectory becomes better and better every year.